Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes. Sarangani makes the shot and knocks it down. Bologna is open. 3-point. Oh my goodness! Face a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. Oh, just posterized by
We enter into another week of basketball action here in the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League as we return to the Batangas City Coliseum in Batangas City this Monday for another triple header featuring 6 teams in the South Division trying to improve their place in the team standings. And we see the return of Puroy Kantimbuhan after missing the past couple of games as he will try to help Muntinlupa return to its winning ways going up against his former teammate in Koy Alves. Yan ang ating first game, Muntinlupa kontra Sarangani, followed by Jensen. They will take on Mindoro, and in our main game, the Batangas City Tanduay Rom Masters will host the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. Magandang hapon mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan with Coach Mike Perez, and at courtside we have Ms. Lyra Punsalan. Coach Mike, Muntinlupa, 9 straight losses. They have fallen down to number 9. And on the flip side, Sarangani, after starting 2-9, they have won 6 of their last 10 games and they are pretty much in the thick of things for a play-in spot.
Yeah, kaya napakahalaga nitong laban na ito because it would really determine whether they still have a shot at that number 10 slot, at least coming to the playoffs. And hopefully, magandang kalabasan nito para sa respective teams.
And you're watching us live on our official YouTube channel. And maya-maya lamang po, mapapanood po kami sa Solar Sports. And of course, Coach Mike, last Saturday, we were in at the Lucena Convention Center in Lucena City in Quezon. Nanalo yung Caloocan as expected over Val City. Abra, 19 straight victories after defeating Pampanga in that highly anticipated matchup. And in the main game, grabe itong Quezon, just pulverizing Basilan at home.
Well, ang kagandahan yan, Abra and Quezon really, with those wins, helping them stay at number 1. Samantalang itong Caloocan naman, still got a good chance there at a number 4 spot. Every other team in that game really trying to figure out paano ba sila mag-move on after that game, which is very important as you head into the playoffs.
Puro South Division teams yung matutunghayan natin ngayon. Pero silipin natin, mabilis lang, no? Itong North Division, Abra remains at number 1. San Juan is also at 21-1. Both those teams have yet to face each other. So yan yung mga aabangan dyan. No? Pampanga, as a result of that loss, is now at number 6. And Caloocan, number 4. Pangasinan at number 5. Sa panig naman ng ating South Division, Coach Mike, nagahari pa din itong Quezon. But when you look at 2-6 and then that 7 until number 13, medyo komplikado pa yan.
Oo, totoo. If you're a team at number 4 all the way to number 7, meaning Jensen Warriors, Batangas City, and Mindoro Tamaraws pretty much still have a shot at number 4. Samantalang itong Muntinlupa, KJ, Sarangani, they really are trying to at least get to number 10. And lalo na para dito sa Muntinlupa, you want to address that skid right now. You don't want to get another loss.
And pretty much 13 of the 15 teams in the South are pretty much in it pagdating sa gustong umadvance sa next round. And Muntinlupa, still one of them, despite their losing skid, they have been winless for almost 3 months already, Coach Mike. But these 2 key additions in the window came out really strong. Ito si Miggy Cortez at si Brian Mendoza.
And I think these guys are very important para dito sa rotation ng Muntinlupa. Well, Brian's not gonna play today, but he had 13 points and Miggy Cortez had 10. But the thing is about these two players, the shooting has not been so good, 38 and 40% respectively. But Miggy Cortez did knock down both his 3-point attempts in that game.
And Miggy Cortez, the former Pampanga Giant Lantern, he will try to help return itong Muntinlupa to their winning ways. But they will need a lot of help, no? Especially with the old reliables na ang ganda nung pinakita during the start of the season. But here against Batangas, Patrick Ramos, Mark Batiliano, JR Flores, alam naman natin they should be better from that V's performance against Batangas.
Oh, agree. Specifically, in my opinion, J.R. Flores and Patrick Ramos, they gotta be better at that point forward in center position, as well as si Patrick at the point guard. You know, the shooting has not been so good in that game. 37, 28, and 12% respectively for these three guys. And so, the hope is that mas maganda ang ipakita nila ngayon, lalo na't may pagkakataon sila na itigil na yung kanilang mga sunod-sunod na talo.
And Domark Matellano, certainly one of the guys na inaasahan gumawa, no? Especially with his reputation of being a microwave scorer para dito sa Muntinlupa. And on the other side, Coach Mike, Jeff Viernes returns here for Sarangani, the one-time MPBL champion, two-time MPBL All-Star. And again, kahit pa natalo sila against Pangasinan, maganda pa rin yung kanyang pinakita, especially in the second quarter.
Yeah, he's just been the consistent guy para dito sa Sarangani. 17 points, 12 of them coming in the second quarter. Kahit pa sabihin mo, 36% shooting lang siya of 7 of 19. The 4 rebounds and 3 assists really helped out, out production para dito sa Sarangani. And guys have to help out itong si Jeff Viernes as they try to go for this match against Muntinlupa.
Leading scorer nung season 5, pero pagdating ng season 7, siya pa rin yung nagahari, no, para dito sa Sarangani Gripper. Ito si Jeff Viernes. But a lot to be desired if we're talking about the support na kinakailangan ni Jeff Viernes, no? Because these guys, alam naman natin, Junji Alyari, Koy Alves, J. Mark Malyari can certainly score and provide some help, no, para dito sa Sarangani. But particularly, I think yung attempts medyo mababa, no, in that game against Pangasinan.
That is right. And to think that, isa ito sa mga mataasang attempts itong team ng Sarangani. So, for these guys to not be getting, volume shots on their own, kaya ganyan yung production nila, 5, 4, and 4. And the thing is, even J. Mark Malyari at the point guard position in that game committed 3 turnovers. So you gotta be a little bit more efficient if you're J. Mark Malyari. And the other guys gotta continue scoring to help out Jeff Viernes in that stat line.
A very important matchup in the South Division. Play-in implications between Sarangani and Muntinlupa in our first game. Pundahan na natin si Miguel Pere for our starting lineups.
A very pleasant afternoon to everybody and welcome to the first game of our triple header here at the Batangas City Sports Coliseum. It's Sarangani versus Muntinlupa live on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting fives, beginning with Muntinlupa, Cagers Lacan. Starting at forward, number 24, Kurt Lohera. Also at forward, number 9, Miggy Corteza. Playing center, number 6, Mark Sarangay. One guard, number 10, Puroy Cantimbuhan. And at two guard, number 8, the Iceman, Domark Matillano. The head coach for the Cagers is Zeno Ludovice. Assistant coaches, Mark Nandan, Don Bautista, Paulo Romero, Chico Terona, and Delon Hontilano. Team consultant is Mike Reyes. Team manager is Vince Harder. Team owners, Kaiser Galvez, Attorney Jem C, and Aya Saicon. Here's for Sarangani Gripper. Starting at forward, number 8, Danny Marilao. Also at forward, number 12, Martin Gozum. Playing center, number 13, Koy Alves. Two guard, number 0, Mix Pascual. And at one guard, number 74, Jeff Viernes. The head coach for Sarangani Gripper is Toto Dohilio. Assistant coaches, Mark Manalang, Joshua Inocentes, John Covarrubias, Jock Labrador, Lawrence Lopez, and Jeff Leopas. Team manager is architect Andrew Bellarmino.
Starting 5 brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Muntinlupa with a backcourt of Puroy Cantimbuhan and Domark Matellano up front. Mark Sarangay, Miggy Corteza, and Kurt Lohera. For Sarangani at the guard spots, Jeff Viernes and Mix Pascual. At center, Koy Alves. And at the forward spots, Martin Gozum and Danny Marilao. Our game officials for this game is Jovet Ocfemia, Jackson Mabandos, and Leonardo Layosa. Fourth referee is Alan Maronilia.
Well, one of the very rare times for Sarangani that you don't have Lars Sunga joining the starters. I think in lieu of him, they have Danny Marilao. Samantalang dito naman sa Muntinlupa, if you're a fan of Muntinlupa and you want to address this kid, you gotta be happy to see Puroy Kantimpuhan back at the starting lineup para dito sa Muntinlupa.
And he also should be thrilled that he is starting at the backcourt together with Dongmark Bateliano. Dalawang talagang batikang manlalaro ng Muntinlupa na yan, dalawang yan eh.
Yes, yes.
Sarangay with a rebound. Remember, Dongmark Bateliano was an all-star back in Season 4 when he played for the Cagers, average at 17 points per contest. Kantimpuhan, who's now the leading scorer for the Cagers this season. 5 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Bateliano, well, challenge shot by his former teammate Koy Alves. Might have a piece of that one. Now he goes up strong, but Bateliano gets a strip.
Well, to me, that's just understanding, you know, players on opposing sides of the floor na magkakampi dati at understanding tendencies. And basta kung anong gagawin nitong dalawang players na to. You do understand Koy Alves, gustong-gusto niyang tumakbo sa fast break.
Sarangani is 6-4 under Coach Toto Dohilio. And despite their losing record to begin, and now especially in their most recent games as Danny Marilao scores, they are top 10 in a lot of offensive categories, Coach Mike, this season.
Yeah, very true. Itong Sarangani. I mean, they're number one in two-point attempts. And they are also number one in points in the paint. So the reason that they're number one in points in the paint is because, you know, half of their makes have really come from fast breaks. Sila rin ang number 2 in that department. So 21 of those 46 points that they get in the paint have really come from fast breaks. And with guys like, you know, Koy Alves, Jeff Viernes, Mix Pascual, and even, you know, Kit Jimenez, those guys would really love to run in open floor. And since you have very able big men that can stretch and run, you know, nagagawa nila yan.
In a team that doesn't really like shooting the free ball, talking about tong Sarangani, but they're a team that really likes to push the pace, likes to get to the free throw line, and really likes to put pressure on the opposing defense, Coach Mike.
That is very true. And if you look at defense naman ang pinag-usapan mo, well, Muntinlupa is a much better defensive team than Sarangani. There's a 12-point difference between those two, roughly just 74 points per game para sa kalaban nila. Itong Muntinlupa, samantalang Sarangani allows roughly about 86 points.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. You just saw Coach Mike Reyes, who was having a chat with Utoy Abarcar on the sidelines.
Oh yeah, Coach Mike, previously from Cebu, right? He headed that coaching staff of Cebu.
And is now the athletic director of Far Eastern University.
That's right. So congratulations to Coach Mike. I'd say he's one of the brilliant minded coaches that we've seen this season in the MPBL. And so, you know, just wondering what he's doing here in today's game here in Batangas. Maybe we could find out.
Mamaya, baka may chika si Lyra.
Baka may
kay Coach Mike.
Baka may makuhang kwento si Lyra.
Jeff Viernes, the pass to Mix Pascual. Shot clock winding down on Sarangani. Koy Alves, his shot did not hit the rim. And as a result, a shot clock violation against the gripper.
Dito mo makikita, and we talked about this off-air, Ken, that really, the Sarangani team does not take so much threes. And they don't make so many of them as well. Matter of fact, they're second to the last in terms of makes and third to the last when it comes to attempts. And so what does that mean? It means now na itong depensa nitong Muntinlupa Cagers would not be forced into long closeout. And so the big men can actually camp inside the paint and protect home in case na magkaroon ng atake down the middle itong Sarangani. Would it be easier for Sarangani to score inside the paint? I think they'll be challenged because medyo mabigat yung mga big men itong Muntinlupa Cagers. Of course, them being the fourth when it comes to rebounds as well.
More than 3 minutes gone by. Muntinlupa has yet to score a field goal. It's good that you mentioned that, Coach Mike, because it seems like with Sarangani, they have really found their identity, no, under Coach Toto Dohilio, as Danny Marilao with a three-pointer has scored all 5 of the points so far para dito sa Sarangani Gripper.
And I think that that 3 attempt by Danny Marilao defensively is by design para dito sa Muntinlupa. You know, let Danny Marilao take shots from the outside because we don't feel that he's got that really good percentage from there. Really more known for perimeter and attack the lane type of guy. Unfortunately for the Cagers, he made that shot.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Mabigat ng step back pa eh, no?
Okay.
Parang naturuan ni Kit Jimenez sa mga 3-point game moves, ha?
Tatlong season na rin naman magkakampi ang dalawang yan, no? Si Danny Marilao at si Kit Jimenez. May foul na tinawag laban sa Sarangani.
And samantala, kanina kung sinasabi natin na hindi yung masyado nagti-3 points itong Sarangani. Well, itong Cagers naman, kailangan mag-ingat sa transition defense nila kasi kung hindi ka nga titirahan ng tres, tatakbuhan ka naman sa fast break. So, kailangan bumaba ka kagad.
Muntinlupa at 1 point, especially during that hot streak they had to begin the season. They were in the top 5 in terms of 3-point makes and
Yes.
3-point percentage. I remember nasa 39% sila eh. I think in the first 12 games.
Yes.
But ever since they lost 9 straight, it's been downhill talaga, no? Laki nung drop-off para dito sa Muntinlupa as Koy Alves scores 7-1 in favor of Sarangani.
Oh boy, if you're a Muntinlupa Cager fan, I'm sure this is not the start that you expect from the Cagers. You only have 1 point with almost half of the quarter gone by. You allowed Sarangani, 7 points production. And you gotta make baskets right now and get quality shots if you're the Cagers.
Oh, Gozom. That reverse layup will pop out. Matiliano. Great transition defense by Sarangani.
I say Poroy should start looking for his shots right now. You cannot allow your Cagers to be down this so much.
Marvin Hayes, second attempt from the outside. A long 2-pointer. The first field goal para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers.
Now, you're okay with that shot if you're the Cagers because that pretty much is Marvin Hayes' area. Top of the key, very close to the 3-point area. Even if it's just a long 2, you understand that shot is within his range.
Viernes pulling up, bouncing out, and Marvin Hayes grabs the rebound. Kantimbuhan. Sarangay inside for 2 points.
Good ploy by Poroy Kantimbuhan right there. They're able to draw that big man defender and really hook pass it inside to Mark Sarangay.
And we're approaching the 4-minute mark of the first quarter. Mix Pascual missing on the free. And a foul will be whistled against
Kurt
Muntinlupa
Lohera.
ba? Oo, si Kurt Lohera.
Kurt, right.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Poroy was able to beat the defense of Gosum that time, and once he got inside, he saw Danny Marilao peel off against Mark Sarangay, and so you got 2 on the ball, just gave it up on a hook pass over to Mark.
Itong si Koy Alves, saka si Poroy Kantimbuhan, tagal naging magkakampi nito eh. From college to the pros.
At saka yung familiarity rin talaga nandoon eh.
So ngayon, magkatunggali sila at hindi basta-basta itong labanan na ito. Mahalaga yung nakataya dito sa matchup nilang ito, Sarangani and Muntinlupa. Possible play-in spot at stake. As Marvin Hayes misses on a semi-hook, but look who's there to clean it up, Ladis Lepalam.
Ladis Lepalang has really provided the inside presence para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. And just his length on the floor allows them to have a rim protection. But you wouldn't need so much rim protection if you've got Jeff Viernes knocking down perimeter shots. The guards have to be better at staying on his grill and making it difficult for Jeff to even rise up to take a shot and get in rhythm.
3-point lead for Sarangani. Patrick Ramos coming off the bench. Marvin Hayes on the left side. He fires off the glass and in. Another long two-pointer for the former JRU Heavy Bomber.
Now, this is the kind of Marvin Hayes that the Cagers would need, you know, not just being a vocal leader, but, you know, leading in point production too. He's had a couple of attempts already in this game and made a couple of long bombs, the other one being a 3.
And the layup is good. Lamang na ang Muntinlupa. Their first taste of the lead here after trailing 7-1 early.
And there you go. You've got 3 guards that are actually very capable of scoring. You've got Marvin Hayes, who's also got a good touch from the outside. Then you have rim protection in Lades Lepala. You know, the chances of you scoring pretty much high now for the Cagers.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Pop Personal Karaoke Speaker. Everyday karaoke.
Catch and go situation para dito kay Patrick Ramos once he got that ball down on the wing. Coaches call that a stampede. Immediately you catch it, you get it on a move. This is exactly what Patrick Ramos has done. And you talked about the 3-point makes of Muntinlupa na maganda yung percentage nila early this season. Well, I feel it's mostly because of Domark Matiliano, Patrick Ramos, and Poroy Cantimbuhan really coming together and making a lot of shots from the outside.
Jeff Viernes is at the free throw line. One of the best free throw shooters, as I say that, nagmintis sa kanyang pangalawang free throw.
Well, he's almost close to 90% at 89 from the line. You see Domark right there with an attack against the defense. And Domark, I love that he is starting to be aggressive offensively very early in this important game para dito sa Cagers.
Far cry from his averages no, nung season 4 kasi 17 points per contest siya. Ngayon, below 10 points eh.
Totoo yan.
But nonetheless, a great turnaround by the Muntinlupa Cagers. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Sarangani sues for time. They're down by 4, 14-10.
Back here at the Batangas City Coliseum, frustration was written all over Coach Toto Dohilio's face when asked about their last matchup against Pangasinan. Nag-suffer talaga yung defensive scheme namin kasi kulang kami sa guards at hindi din ganong nakapag-practice dahil sa bagyo, he said. Fortunately, kompleto na daw sila ulit ngayon, including Jimenez and Caliano, whose absence made a big impact for their loss. But one thing that he can boast about now is their culture of excitement wherein lahat ay talagang ganado na daw sa ensayo at wala nang nag-absent. Definitely, they are not letting past struggles get in the way for their laser-focused approach for a playing spot. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And syempre, no, especially at this point of the season, Coach Mike, maraming difficulties yung mga teams natin. And, you know, I'm so glad personally that some of the teams who experienced some turmoil in the middle portion of the season, they've got past that.
Yes.
And most of them have really performed well lately. And when it comes to Sarangani, na binanggit ni Lyra, no, na si Kit Jimenez, kakabalik lang, Charles Caliano, na injured din. Mga mahalagang pyesa yan eh, because moving forward, especially they're vying for that 9th and 10th play-in spots realistically. Magiging mahalaga sila if they want to move on past the elimination round.
That is correct. Kaya, you know, pag tinignan mo yung North and South Division natin, you know, 13 teams actually still have a chance to get into the playoffs. You know, you've got bottom teams that's still trying to are still within that race for the 10th and final spot. And that just shows you, to your point, yung recovery nitong mga teams na, you know, struggled a little bit mid-season. And right now, collectively, they're coming together. But the thing is, you got to be very efficient because this is that part of that season where you cannot afford to lose anymore. And you got to win as many games as you can if you want to enter the playoffs.
Ken Brillantes checking in for Sarangani. Nalabas muna si Kuya Alves. 80 seconds remaining in the first period. Baseline inbound para sa Muntinlupa. Marvin Hayes. Whips a pass to Patrick Ramos. Lepa lang, offering that screen up top. Uy, yung pasa in between Ron Lastimosa and Miggy Corteza.
Way out of hand, that pass. Intended for Miggy.
Coach Mark Tandan, I saw in one of his stories how he's been embracing this
Yes.
difficulty they're currently facing. 9 straight losses, but more than the wins, I feel like how you bounce back from adversity, especially 9 straight losses. Doon lumalabas yung character ng team mo.
Oh, and I think it's very important for Coach Mark Dandan to still have that mentality that hey guys, we still got a shot at this, and not to give up. Sure, you've lost what 9 in a row, pero at some point that's gotta stop. And this game is one of the opportunity for them to get back in the win column.
Kit Jimenez is now in together with Jeff Viernes. Bola na tapik, and it ends up with Muntinlupa. 18 seconds remaining. Possible last shot for the Cagers. Ramos will take his time. 8 seconds left. One-on-one against Jeff Viernes. He attacks right. He kicks it out to Ron Lastimosa for 3. No. Jimenez from beyond half court. And that's gonna do it for our first period in a quarter, which Sarangani got off to a solid start. They were in the lead 7-1, but a 13-3 run para dito sa Muntinlupa. They were able to flip the script here, Coach Mike.
Just recovering at the right time, and Marvin Hayes really was the lead guy. After he made that long two, followed it up with a long 3, and then Patrick Ramos, Dormark Matellano, and the other guys started contributing for the Cagers, and they are shooting pretty good right now, 37%, and they're up 4, 14, and 10.
Special deal from MonixBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. And Coach Mike, nakita natin yung Muntinlupa. Maganda yung performance nila nung first quarter laban sa Batangas City. Pero pagdating nung second period, dun na lumayo yung Ram Masters.
Yeah, pretty much the Ram Masters having control of that game. They did have good effort to start the game, itong Muntinlupa. Pero Batangas really showing off a lot of team play. Matter of fact, they were shooting 48.7% versus yung 38% para dito sa Muntinlupa. They got out-rebounded. They didn't have enough second chance points defense. And even the points in the paints where they were, deficient in double digits in those departments. Minus 12 in rebounds, minus 18 points in the paints, and minus 10 in second chance points. So pretty much defending and scoring, that was the challenge for Muntinlupa in that game, and that loss against Batangas.
You saw the field goal shooting in the first period. Muntinlupa shot 35%, while Sarangani only 21%. Junji Aliare is joined by Charles Caliano, Kit Jimenez, Lars Sunga, and Kenneth Brillantes.
Well, the big story that quarter. Oh, what a block by Ladis Lepalam.
The recovery from the former Benil Blazer, and Ramos will choke to the line after getting fouled.
Well, we talked about rim protection. That's your man right there, Ladis Lepalam. Lars Sunga trying to get it inside. Oh, what a swat by Ladis Lepalam.
And Ramos quickly in transition. Yung galaw ni Ladis Lepalam dito, I feel like he has a pep to his step ever since he became part of the Muntinlupa Cagers, as we see Coach Gino Ludovice and Marvin Hayes.
We were together in Paula Mindoro, his very first game in Muntinlupa, if I recall correctly, diba? You could immediately see yung focus in the in how Ladis was carrying himself. You understood that rim protection talaga ang kailangan nila sa akin dito. At yun naman ang binibigay niya. So you see a three-pointer. That's the favorite spot of Kit Jimenez. He's taken a lot of threes from that left wing. And he's been pretty good making it.
Mga ganun kalayo no? 30 feet.
Oo.
No problem for Kit Jimenez.
At saka komportable na kinukuha yung tira na yon. Exit screen right here for Miggy.
Bola na tapik palabas. Pero ma-overrule si Jackson Mabandos doon, our baseline referee. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
Ron Lastimosa pretty much preoccupied with, where that other ball is gonna land outside of the hands of Kit Jimenez. Totally forgot that Kit actually has a shot from that spot.
Sarangani has had a lot of attempts from the outside. 2 out of 10, 20% from 3-point distance, while Muntinlupa only 0 out of 3. Ball will stay with the Cagers. It's a totally different trajectory yung naging season nitong dalawang kupunan na ito.
That's right. And you know what? Yung 3 points na yun ni Kit Jimenez was actually the very first points that they got out from the bench. And so, if bench points is going to be a key issue here para sa Sarangani, they got to shore that up with guys like Junji Halyari, which we talked at the top of the coverage.
Halyari got fouled. He will shoot 2 free throws.
At saka si Junji talaga, range naman niya yun eh. So you can't fault Miggy Corteza for biting into that shot fake. And pretty much a good, perimeter shooter itong si Junji.
Itong free throw na ito ay hatid sa atin Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
Matter of fact, he's third when it comes to points and shooting roughly about 51% from the perimeter. He's also number 2 when it comes to steal at 1.2.
Nagiging problema na naman ng Sarangani free throws.
Yes.
1 out of 6.
They are a very lowly 60% from there, from the free throw line. Pero mas mahirap yung percentage ng Muntinlupa. Nasa 58% lang yan from the line.
Ang masakit kasi sa Sarangani, ang dami nilang attempts from the free throw line. But they just couldn't convert. Like in their loss against Pangasinan, they were just 7 out of 13 for 58.3%.
That's right. And so yun talaga eh. I mean, you got to score from the outside. You've got really good, in my opinion, 3-point shooters in Kit Jimenez para dito sa Sarangani. And you have to remember, nung nagsimula ito, nung hawak ni Coach John Callos, talagang 3-point shooting and fast break ang takbuhan ito. Only when Coach Toto came in, did he put value in the mid-range game and the paint action. That allowed them to focus more in points in the paints, which a lot they get out of the fast break.
Pagkasama ulit sa loob si Tomark Patiliano at Puroy Kantimbuhan. Muntinlupa with a 1-point advantage, 15-14. Puroy is guarded by Charles Caliano.
I'd like to see a more aggressive scoring Puroy Kantimbuhan for the Muntinlupa Cagers. He cannot afford to relax and wait for that moment when he starts scoring. He's got to attack now.
Also the first appearance of Jera Flores.
I was going to say, including that guy you mentioned, si Jera Flores. There you go.
Lastimosa buries a free from the left wing. Apat ulit ang labang ng Muntinlupa, 18-14. Caliano quickly on the other side. Halyari drives, sidestep move, and 2 more free throws coming up for Junji.
That's one other thing kung bakit marami silang puntos inside the paint. You see this feed outside over to Ron Lastimosa. Ron pretty much, I feel, is a cager that, can still offer a lot in the scoring production. Alam naman natin defensively he helps out, but similar to Carlo, Ron is also a pretty good scorer from the outside.
First make after 3 tries para dito kay Junji Halyari at the line. Let's check in with Miss Lyra Punsalan.
From coaching Cebu, we now see here Coach Mike Reyes as the new active consultant of Coach Gino Lodovice for Muntinlupa. He said that the Cagers are good at nasa struggling phase lang daw talaga sila. At the moment, we're just trying to find ways to remedy the situation. Yun lang muna, our main objective is to play better, he said. Coach Gino, of course, is very relieved to have extra help from him in strategizing their game plan, focusing on the players' decision-making. That for them is the main problem over their last few games. The Cagers are holding on to the mindset that this game will finally be their drought breaker from their losing streak. Back to this.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Certainly a welcome addition on the sidelines to si Coach Mike Reyes.
Yeah.
Also had a stint with Valenzuela, if you remember. Let's get Jimenez forcing that one up. Transition opportunity, but Caliano stealing the pocket of Matiliano, and quickly on the other side, 2 points plus a foul for Junji Aliare.
I love Puroy Kantimbuhan, but I don't think, he got there on time.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Tumama naman talaga yung katawan ni Puroy against that shot of Junji Halyari. But again, sticking with that Coach Gino and Coach Mike Reyes story, you have to admire the humility of Coach Gino to be, I've been here for quite a while, handling this team. And for somebody from the outside to come in and be welcome, just speaks highly on the character of Coach Gino. And it always pays to be listening to other coaches as well, and getting some of the things that they do in game for the teams that they handle.
Lastimosa pupukol sa tres.
I told you.
Second three-point shot by Ron Lastimosa.
That's right. Second three-pointer for Ron.
Larsunga answers right back with a layup.
2 out of 4 from 3. Ron Lastimosa. Good feed as well by Domark.
Offensive foul as the struggles of Jera Flores continue here.
But part of the struggle, in my opinion, of J.R. Flores, you see this drive down the baseline and that, corner drift guy in Ron Lastimosa knocking it down. Samantala, ito naman yung pawi nito ni Larsunga against the defense of Flores. Flores lang talaga, feeling ko hindi masyado nakakuha na ng touches, in the later games of the Cagers.
And his shooting from the outside has really plummeted. He was in the above 35% shooting to begin. Talagang bumagsak na eh. And now he gets the rebound. Gets it to Puroy Kantimbuhan. Balik kay Flores facing up. The jumper on its way. Too strong. Jeff Viernes with the board. Quickly to Larsunga. 4:30 left in the second frame. Escalambre. Diluwa yung tira sa labas. Jimenez, shot fake, drive.
Ooh.
Brillantes again. J-Boy Gob active, but that time he will be whistled for that personal.
Quick reaction there by J-Boy Gob against that drive by Kit. Pero sa pangalawang pagkakataon, natawagan siya doon. And the frustration that you're seeing from guys like J-Boy Gob, if you're the coaching staff of Muntinlupa, you have to love that, because it means that they care about winning and they want to go back into, back into the winning ways. The last time that they won was what? Against Quezon City, I think, sometime in May 24. So it's been a while since the last time that they got that win for the Cagers.
Matagal-tagal na yan, ha?
Oo.
It's been almost 3 months or more than 2 months already para dito sa Muntinlupa.
Yeah, and that win actually against Quezon City was their last win, and it was a 4-game winning streak before they went into what, a 7, 8, right now 9-game losing streak, which has been tough for the Cagers.
We have a timeout. The Cagers still in front by 1, 21-20. Sarangani lost in this very same building against Pangasinan back in July 28, more than a week ago. And yung second and third quarters, no, Coach Mike, yung naging problema ng Sarangani kontra dito sa Pangasinan.
Yeah, because they really stumbled out of the gates. It was a tough game going up against Pangasinan. Matter of fact, they were a minus 12 in terms of field goal makes, and let alone a minus 15 in rebounds. Pero ang glaring talaga dyan is yung malaking deficiencies nila pagdating doon sa points in the paints. They allowed 50 points in the paints para sa Pangasinan, but themselves getting only 26, and then allowing 30 fast break points for the Heat Waves, and on their side only getting 7. And so you're not winning games, you're not, you know, defending the paint, and you're not defending transition play. Either way, you gotta get a stop and not allow so much, you know, points for your opponents in those departments.
Nakalusot si Kurt Lohera to give the lead back to Muntinlupa, 23-22.
Ganda ng pagkaka-drive down the middle na yun. Was that Kurt Lohera who drove in? Yeah. You know, one other guy that you're gonna need from the Cagers to score if you wanna win.
Tight pass leads to another turnover. Matiliano, catch and shoot. That one rolling out. Marvin Hayes, bounce pass. Ramos, got blocked by Ken Brillantes.
Good recovery by Ken.
Jimenez to a cutting Larsunga, who went reverse on that one. He got fouled.
Alam mo talagang ito si Larsunga pagdating sa loob ng paint. Very creative in scoring.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
That time we saw him catching that ball and having to extend himself really up high to receive it, and took the shot the other side. Samantalang yung pangalawang pagkakataon naman, sinubukan rin niyang i-reverse yung ball against the defense of Mark Sarangani.
Larsunga, only 8 points. Played only 12 minutes in that loss against Pangasinan. Those are his averages. 11.6 rebounds. 5 out of 14 so far itong Sarangani at the line.
And Lars is second when it comes to scoring, and he leads offensive rebounding with almost 2.3 per game. Well, Jeff Bernias, of course, definitely is their number one scorer, and Lars is the second guy that, you know, they get a lot of points from with almost 11 per game.
Under 3 minutes left. Danny Marilao nagbabalik para sa Sarangani gripper. Lamang ulit ang Sarangani.
Hard hedge.
Ramos to Lohera. Marvin Hayes at the paint. Kick out pass. Ramos, who goes inside, forcing it up. Jeff Viernes snares the board. Jimenez steps
Looks
into
good.
a free. Off to the left. Marvin Hayes with another rebound. Ramos back to Marvin Hayes. Matiliano continues to fire. He continues to miss as well. Jimenez, skip pass. Escalambre, pupukol sa tres. Short. Koy Alves tracks it down. Met by a double team.
Good
Lost it.
defense.
Ramos pushing it. Patrick Ramos all the way for 2 points.
Ganda ng aggressiveness na pinapakita ni Patrick Ramos. This is the Patrick Ramos that the Cagers would need. And this is the Patrick Ramos early this season, which has provided that really good lift off the bench with Puroy Cantimbuan starting for the most part early in the season para dito sa Cagers.
Low scoring affair, 25-24. Entry pass, Sarangay was held. And Sarangani not yet in penalty. Rickser, great move off the game, born for greatness.
And that time, you know, immediately seeing an open lane, trying to attack it, and just went around the defense of Jeff Viernes. Jeff, the usual himself, you know, trying to offer his body for a charge, but Patrick not biting into it.
Cantimbuan from the baseline. Sarangay.
Love that action.
Kurt Lohera short. Sarangay there for the putback. Muntinlupa with back-to-back baskets.
And Muntinlupa Cagers right now playing with a little bit more fluidity compared to the previous games that they played. That time, little post-split action ended up with Kurt Lohera, real shot at them, but you know, Mark Sarangani was right there in the right place for that offensive rebound and the stick back.
And Sarangani will use their timeout. They're down by 3. Gixer, fan of the game, born for greatness. That's Kat Kantimbuhan, yung naka-itim, who's also played in the WMPBL, the better half of Puroy Kantimbuhan.
Who is the sister of, tama ba, nila Alan?
Oo,
Yeah,
tama.
Alan and James, right?
Ayan at James.
Yeah.
Kamukha ba?
Oh, well, nung una hindi ko hindi ko na mamukhaan eh, pero later on as you see it, nakikita mo yung yung similarities. I think they take their look more from the dad. Yung medyo chinita na look.
Si Marilao. Maganda yung bitaw ngayong hapon, no? 7 points already for Danny Marilao.
Tsaka understanding, you know, when to pick his spots. Good shot again by Marilao.
Lohera, nawala sa kanya yung bola. Tatakbo dito ang Sarangani where they're most dangerous.
Oh, wow!
Viernes spins away from the defense. Sarangay with a rebound.
Ibang klase yung pumasok yung tira na yun ni Jeff.
38 seconds to go.
Gotta go for 2-for-1 here.
Quick move, Marvin Hayes, no. Sarangay there to stick it back in for the Muntinlupa Cagers.
Good possession for the Cagers. They get another crack at it. They're up 3, trying to defend this middle offensive set.
Kit Jimenez
Wow.
with the English on that shot.
Oh my God, did you see that? Grabe yung English tsaka yung finish, no? Lipat kaliwa, kanan, papuntang kaliwa.
7 seconds left. Sarangay against Koy Alves. Able to draw a foul.
Boy, Mark Sarangay really taking it inside the paint. That instance, look at that finish by Kit Jimenez. Past 2 defenders, yo-yos that with a left-hand finish against Mark Sarangay. Ibang klase.
Sarangay shooting only 42% from the line, but he's able to bury the first one. Hindi yung puntos yung aasahan mo sa kanya, yung rebounding, no? The leading rebounders we have here in the MPBL.
Tsaka alam niya, yun ang role niya.
First half in the books. The Cagers, after a slow start where they found themselves behind by 6 points, were able to recover at the tail end of the first quarter and now find themselves up by 2 at the half, 30-28 over Sarangani.
Welcome back to the MPBL. It is halftime of our first game between the Sarangani Gripper and the Muntinlupa Cagers. I'm Lyra Punsalan, and we have today the team managers of both teams. We have Sir Andrew Bellarmino and Sir Vince Harder. Sir Andrew, the players said na one-day rest lang daw kayo after that loss to Pangasinan at nagtuloy-tuloy na ang training. How did you help them keep locked in for that playing spot?
Actually, talagang kailangan namin yung practices kasi we still have 8 games to go, including this game. So medyo masikip ang labanan sa play-in. So we need this game and especially mga susunod naming games para makaangat kami.
Sir Andrew, may mga special greetings ka ba?
Yep. Thanks to our sponsors, Gripper Motorcycle Tires, Sogo, RK Hoops, BNL Builders, Food Coma Manila, 69 Pong, Sol Sporting Goods, Red Dynasty, Jacob and Hats, Biton, Attorney Vincent Art Saga, Attorney Gerald, and also yung RK Hoops team namin sa Quezon City sa WNPBL.
Maraming salamat, Sir Andrew Bellarmino of the Sarangani Gripper. And now to my left, we have Sir Vince Harder of the Muntinlupa Cagers. Sir Vince, we see Coach Mike Reyes now as the active consultant for Muntinlupa, and he said that the first objective is to really remedy the situation. What's your assessment of the Cagers in the first half?
Yeah, right now we're doing good. No? Coach Mike is really a big help to us, no? Kasi because of his rich basketball background and experience, talagang he gives some inputs na talagang beneficial for the team even during the practices. So I think magandang simula to for us to win again. No? Medyo matagal na kaming hindi nananalo.
Really hungry for that victory. May mga gusto ka pa bang pasalamatan, Sir Vince?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to give thanks to the people of Muntinlupa, Mayor Rufy Biason, Vice Mayor Pani Teves, the people of Camarines Norte, our team owners, Mayor Jem C, Boss Aya Saicon, Mr. and Mrs. Kaiser Galvez, Perea Moto District, Agustea, Elburg, in Hope Spirit, and ganun din yung binabati ko yung wife ko, si Dailin, my children, Theodore and Via, and ganun din, Tele-Athletics pala, si Sir Cholo. Yun lang, maraming salamat.
Thank you so much, Sir Vince Harder of the Muntinlupa Cagers. The MPBL will be back.
Our halftime score is 28 for the Sarangani Gripper and Muntinlupa with 30 points to lead by 2 after the first 2 quarters. And yung pagsisimula ng larong ito, Coach Mike, lamang pa nga yung Sarangani, 7-1. Then to finish off the first period, Muntinlupa with a 13-3 run, and they had a 4-point advantage after the first 10 minutes. Pero pagdating ng second quarter, halos palitan lang tayo ng kalamangan between these two squads.
Oo, kasi start ng first quarter, gumising talaga yung bench production ng para dito sa Cagers. Marvin Hayes, Patrick Ramos, and the rest of the guys coming in to help out in the scoring and makarecover itong Cagers. Pero nung second quarter, bumawi naman yung bench nitong Sarangani. Matter of fact, they didn't have any points off the bench in the first quarter itong Sarangani, but they got 16 all in the second, led by, guys coming off the bench para sa kanila.
Third quarter underway. Jeff Viernes, Ken Brillantes, Martin Gozo, Richard Velches, who did not see action in the first half. And kasama nila si Lars Sunga, the round out of 5 para dito sa Sarangani. You see the leading scorers here. Danny Marilao with 7 points. Jeff Viernes is the one who's been missing so far, although he hasn't really had a lot of attempts. Something that we've grown accustomed to in his 7th season, because remember, nung first stint niya with Sarangani in Season 5, he really had the ball in his hands majority of the time. Pero dito, he has the tendency of deferring first, no? Especially in the first half.
That's right. So, parang tinatimingan rin niya yung production niya eh. In the previous game, he had what, I think 11 or 12 points off in the first quarter, if a first half rather, if I recall correctly. And then the second, medyo nag-relax na si Jeff doon. Oh yeah, 12 in the second quarter for him out of the 17 that he did, and then he let everyone else perform the rest of the way. And siguro ngayon, ito naman si Jeff, trying to switch it a little bit and allowing the his teammates to be performing in the first half, and then saka na lang siya tutulong dito sa second half.
We'll have a review here with just 51 seconds in the third period. You see Coach Mike taking on an active role, Coach Mike Reyes, para dito sa Muntinlupa. As batiin lang muna natin, no? Si Gabriela Sorlin, happy birthday from Team Pinas, and happy viewing kanila Manny Padilla ng Tarangka, Talisay City, at Obet Solomon ng Tinurik, Tanawan City. Ayan. What happened here?
What happened? Chase for the ball. Were they saying that there was no foul on Mark?
Not sure. Wala tayong coaches challenge. It's just the referees in their own accord reviewing the last play. Pagkatapos po nito, it's gonna be the Jensen Warriors versus the Mindoro Tamaraws.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
Oo. Then sa last game natin naman, no, Batangas City will defend their home turf again. They will go up against the Bacolod Tubo Slashers. Jackson Mabantos is now at the scorer's table.
Technical foul on number 6, Mark Sarangay, for using profane language.
Oh, okay. So Mark didn't said some not so nice words. That's why that call.
Spicy.
Oo.
Siguro yung binitawan yung mga salita doon.
Parang napaisip tuloy ako, may spicy lomi ba? Meron bang ganun?
Magandang ideya yan.
Oo, di ba?
Magandang
Maganda
subukan
yun,
yan dito sa Batangas.
Oo. Ang isa sa mga kinakainan namin dito eh. Although tinanong ko si Jeff, Jeff Evangelista natin, kung saan ang mga okay na dito. Sabi niya, ang mga lumihan dito, kung talagang taga dito ka, yung mga nakatagong mga lugar.
Madalas naman ganun eh.
Oo, kasi normally you hear, liams and quatogs, yung mga lumihan. Pero sabi niya, Coach, marami dito mga tago na mga lumihan na talagang napakasarap.
Yung mga tinatawag nilang hidden gem, no?
Oo.
Coach Gino Ludovice and Coach Mike Reyes. Babasa isang lamang after that Jeff Viernes free throw. Chance to take the lead for the gripper. Martin Gozum locates Lars Sunga, who's had the knack for cutting backdoor.
Yeah. So that really is a good way to try and attack on that corner basket cut, especially with that attack down the middle. You have to do, curl under, which is exactly what Lars did.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And you're cutting, opposite to where the ball is going, since the ball was, being driven going to the left side. That basket cut ended on the right side of the floor, to which the defense, that spot of the floor really was pretty much open because yung big mo is too busy trying to attend to the driver.
Lumamang na ulit ang Sarangani. Bad pass by Puroy. Velches comes away with it. Jeff Viernes can't get that shot up and in. Corteza being pressured by Velches.
Gotta advance that.
Lohera receives the pass from Sarangay using his offhand, and a foul whistled on Sarangani. Velches called for that foul. Dito naglaro nung first half si Richard Velches. Kurt Lohera played for Davao Occidental last season. And he's now being used more as a wing player as opposed to that point guard spot that he was so used to playing when he was with LaSalle and also with Davao. Mintes yung kanyang free throw. He gets it back. Jump shot by Kurt. No. And Sarangani able to clear it. Tabla tayo 31 all. Second deadlock of the ball game.
And that move to the wing spot, to see the strong drive by Lars Sunga and missing it. That switch to the wing has really, given that expectation he has to score more. Dito kay Kurt Lohera, to which right now you saw the graphics earlier. It's actually the second leading scorer para dito sa Cagers with almost close to 10 per game. That time, second straight miss of the same spot for Kurt Lohera.
2 minutes gone by in the third period. Viernes lost his footing, recovers. They try to locate Sunga, but that time read well by Muntinlupa. Sarangay will not force it. Looking for a handoff opportunity to Puroy Kantimbuhan. Back to Mark Sarangay. Pivots his way inside, off the glass, no good.
Very makeable shot for Mark, pero ang ganda ng mga bump underneath, which made it a little bit uncomfortable for Mark to finish.
Martin Gozum nails a three-point shot.
Just the third three-pointer para dito sa Sarangani out of 17 attempts. Pretty much still below 20% three-point shooting para dito sa Sarangani. As Velches has vowed to play defense against Miggy Corteza today.
Corteza lost his footing as his former teammate from Pampanga, Martin Gozum, knocking down that three-pointer.
Pretty much a quick decision for Martin to take that shot. And the defense late to recover by Puroy Kantimbuhan.
See the three-point shooting from both squads.
Not really good three-point shooting for both.
Oo. Lastimosa would nail 2 3-point shots in the first half. Now back in. Ramos no. Hayes caught pushing off for that rebound. And will be called for that foul.
Hindi maganda yung pagkaka-release ni Patrick Ramos doon. Parang feeling mo may hitch ng konti towards the, as he was putting that ball up high. I felt na parang nag-adjust pa siya, Maring dumulas yung bola.
Saka sinasabihan din siya ni Kuya Marv na should have probably driven that basketball.
Yes.
Gozum, pasa palabas, Sunga, papasok sa loob, walang foul. It will stay with the Sarangani gripper. 5 seconds lang ang natitira sa alang shot clock.
I thought I saw Patrick Ramos hold on to the arm of Lars Hunga as he spun on that drop step. No fouls were called though.
Marilao, Mintes. Bagsak si Patrick Ramos. Sino mang may foul na tinawag dito? I think it's gonna go against Sarangani. Or is it just an out of bounds?
Just an out of bounds.
Oo.
Just an out of bounds. But pretty much ang daming physicality in that last play. Lars Hunga and Velches pretty much in that last play involved. Good defense by Danny.
Crossover, Patrick Ramos.
Gotta take that.
Lastimosa, the scoop shot is good.
So far, Ron Lastimosa is the best cager that's making the good reads and the right decisions in this game.
8 points already for Ron Lastimosa. Marilao to Martin Gozum, the lefty. Ramos keeping in step, challenging that shot.
Wow.
It's a miss. Mark Sarangani gobbles up that rebound. Bounce pass, give and go. Ramos fading away, left it short.
Second instance already that Patrick Ramos, I felt, could have risen earlier for that shot. Velches with a good stab. Reverse.
Richard Velches making an impact here in the third period.
Pero itong Cagers kailangan, relax lang tayo dahil, one possession game lang to. Huwag tayo mapofrustrate. You're pretty much in this and you gotta stay poised. Marvin Hayes providing the needed control para dito sa Cagers.
Hayes with 6 points and 6 rebounds.
Him alongside Ron and Mark Sarangani have been doing well in their respective positions.
Past the halfway point of the third frame. Ball bouncing off the foot of Mark Sarangani.
Now, if you get Mark Sarangani to close out and defend from 3 against Lars Hunga, you're getting a lot of good from Mark.
Assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Sa kabila pa kinuha. Iba talaga inspirasyon pagka kinasal na eh.
Kasal lang ba ni Richard?
I think a couple of months ago. I saw on his social media account.
Lepalam with a rebound. Kakapasok lang para sa Munti. Matiliano having trouble dealing with the defense of Caliano.
Nakadiin ang depensa ng Sarangani,
Hayes versus Velches, backing him down. 6 seconds on their shot clock. Marvin Hayes fades away, short. Lepalam, no. Stick back again for Ladis Lepalam.
Staying in there, waiting for that shot, understanding he's got to control the offensive rebounds. Well, number 1 offensive rebound itong Muntinlupa, what do you expect? Number 4 rather, in offensive rebounds, they got 16 per game.
Another lead change, the 8th one in this ball game. Lamang ulit ang Muntinlupa, 37-36. Stepping
shot.
into a free, Marvin Hayes knocks that one down.
I like that pass of Ron Lastimosa. I like that Marvin Hayes stepped into that 3. Boy, this is so much better Cagers basketball right now. See that pass by Ron Lastimosa back to the waiting hands of Marvin Hayes. Defense was drop coveraging. And you got to take it if you're Marvin Hayes. Understanding I've made shots from the outside earlier.
Timeout Sarangani finding themselves behind by 4, 40-36. Fan of the Game is brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. And she is happy supporting her team here. And it's a Monday afternoon dito po sa Batangas City Coliseum. If you're just around, you could come here to our venue to be treated with free matchups, all featuring the teams in a very loaded and complicated South Division.
Oo. Sobrang complicated ng South. Hindi mo malaman kung sino yung magta-top 4, sino yung papasok sa 10. Oh, what a move! Richard Velches.
Richard Velches with an acrobatic move off the timeout. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Ganda ng read ni Caliano din. You know? Got 2 on the ball, spun back, saw Richard. Richard just elevated, and Marvin Hayes did what he did, but really just a good finish by Richard.
Free throws, though, continue to be a problem for the Gripper. Only 9 out of 19, below 50%. Ramos, that pass intercepted. Calyare to Jimenez. No hesitation, but way off target on that shot. Marilao with a rebound. Inside, goes outside. Jimenez draws closer. Got it back. Jimenez got Lepalam in the air, and just in the nick of time finds Richard Velches for 2 points.
Sa daming beses na naging magkakampi na rin yung dalawang yan. No? Alam na kung nasa ang lugar at alam kung saan kakat itong si Richard Velches, and always Kit Jimenez, very unselfish.
Montiliano setting up Ladis Lepalam. Counted plus a foul.
Cagers playing with a lot of joy right now in this game. You know, they're just up 2, pero ang ganda na pinapakita nila despite this strong defense by Sarangani.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme X Play on-the-go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Tsaka gusto ko yung unselfishness. Domark Matiliano already had a shot, but you know, chose to give it up to Ladis Lepalam, who ran that break with him.
43-40. Calyano. Velches will not take that shot. Hands it off to his teammate, Kit Jimenez. Dump pass to Marilao. Palabas ulit kay Calyare. 4 seconds remaining on their shot clock. Calyare will not get it off in time. In fact, they did not get off a shot.
Ganda rin ang rotation ng depensa nitong Cagers. Right now, Sarangani really going small ball with, I guess it's just Danny Marilao who's playing the 5 for them. Samantalang Ladis Lepalam continues to be inside. And so what they're doing is they're stretching that defense, not allowing them to set up any comfortably half-court sets, understanding that they've got a disadvantage with Ladis pretty much down on the low post.
Sarangani continues to pressure the basketball. Marvin Hayes, siya na nagbaba dito. Montiliano to Lepalam. Kay Marvin Hayes ulit ang bola. Pinasa muna kay Ron Lastimosa. 6 seconds ang ilang shot clock. Hayes, the size advantage over Kit Jimenez. Kicks it out. Montiliano continues to fire blanks from deep. Calyano steps into that jumper. It will roll out. Lepalam. Rebound number 8. Another steal though by the Gripper. And Muntinlupa is in penalty. Free throws coming up for Kit Jimenez.
Just good defensive smarts by Kit Jimenez. He understood that little look away by Ron Lastimosa was actually a misdirect, and waited for that pass upstairs before he rose up, grabbed it, and went the other way.
King Destacamento is in street clothes. Jimenez, pasok yung unang free throw.
Yeah, no wonder. I was thinking, parang kulang ng isang malaking big, no? So yeah, si King pala is not there. And even Koy Alves has not gotten so much minutes. He's only played 12 minutes so far, already in the 3rd quarter.
Split at the line from Kit Jimenez.
At patuloy ang small ball nitong Sarangani.
Si Marilao, no? Saka si Richard Velches.
Oo, sila na yung bigs eh.
Sila na nga yung bigs. You're right. Montiliano Still struggling from the outside. Now 1 out of 7.
Swing it.
Lastimosa for free. Fight for the rebound. Viernes has it. Jeff Viernes serving the floor. Pascual puts it up, puts it in from downtown.
And Jeff Viernes locating the shooter in Mix Pascual, who was holding that wing 3 as Patrick Ramos rises and misses from 3.
Sarangani in the driver's seat. Viernes, his turn of a 3. Masyadong matulis. Pascual, the one-hander. And Lepalam with 9 rebounds.
Officials letting them play here. A little bit of, tiki-tack fouls the other way with that rebound by Ladis Lepalam. And Patrick Ramos immediately running to the front court, trying to split that middle defense in the hope of getting in the paint and creating some out of it.
But a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. Both teams in penalty. Ramos will burn some time. Patiliano, the fake. Pull-up jumper. Something he desperately needs. Because si Domart Patiliano.
Gotta get into a good rhythm.
Jimenez off the heel. Thought he got hit in the head as he took that shot. Third quarter in the books. And it's pretty much back and forth between these two squads who are realistically vying for a play-in spot in the South Division. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
And so far, the key difference has been, Sarangani going small ball and trying to fight it out against this 5 of the Cagers. Marvin Hayes and Ron Lastimosa provided really good plays, but Cagliano with Velches and Lars Sunga helping out in the third quarter has really kept this game very close. Jeff Viernes finding Mix Pascual for that 3 on his waiting hands from the wing. And we got a close one here in the third quarter.
And heading into the fourth, just a 1-point lead for Muntinlupa, 45-44. Veteran Marvin Hayes tonight with 9 points, 7 rebounds, 36.4 shooting from the field, and pretty much what the doctor ordered para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. And for more, let's go to Lyra.
Muntinlupa's veteran leader Marvin Hayes continues to be the team's steady voice amid their losing streak. Para sa kanya, walang point na masyadong pagalitan or i-pressure ang teammates. Palagi kong sinasabi sa kanila kahit anong correction or motivation at the end of the day, nasa player pa rin talaga yan, he shared. Hayes believes in moving on quickly, walang personalan, especially since halos bago pa ang coaching staff at management, and it's important daw to extend a little grace with everyone. Ang maganda raw sa Muntinlupa, walang feeling superstar, lahat accountable at nagtutulungan para matuto at mag-improve every single game. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And that's the value of having a battle-tested player in Marvin Hayes. You just fall in line because, for more on that, let's check out the quarter scoring muna, no? Talagang dikit, first to third quarter, but going back, dahil nga may Marvin Hayes ka dyan, the guy that his voice talagang very impactful, no? Para dito sa mga manlalaro ng Muntinlupa, especially with the struggles they've had the past couple of months.
And then being the elder statesman para dito sa Cagers, he just provides that level of maturity and being a role model to the guys na parang ika nga nila kung atong veterano gumagawa pa ng lahat ng paraan para makatulong dito sa team at hindi masyado nagrereklamo. You guys should follow suit, and that leadership by example approach of Marvin Hayes has really, in a way, kept everything steady amidst this storm na dinadaanan itong Cagers. And right now, this, in my opinion, in a very long while, has been the best 3 quarters that they played. But Sarangani making it very difficult for them. Pero ang ganda, hindi tumutupi itong mga Muntinlupa Cagers against this defense of Sarangani.
Very level-headed
Yes.
si Marvin Hayes.
Mhm.
This has been a very defense-oriented game. So much so that we haven't had one guy
Right.
in double figures so far, and we're already in the 4th period.
And which is more, in my opinion, more to the liking of...
A follow-up by Kit Jimenez, climbing the ladder. 2 points plus a foul.
This is a Kit Jimenez that, in my opinion, has been very active all throughout his action inside the floor. If he's not scoring, he's assisting. Right now, that offensive rebound tip para dito kay Kit. And you like how Kit has been playing so far through 3 quarters.
Pasok yung bonus free throw. Lamang ulit ang Sarangani, 49-48. Domark Matiliano, Puroy Cantimbuhan, Ron Lastimosa, Miggy Corteza, and Mark Sarangay. The 5 on the floor for the Muntinlupa Cagers.
Almost 20 minutes already for Kit, and he's just been very active. Good pass.
Uy, that shot will not count. Offensive foul will be called against Mark Sarangay, caught warding off. He knew it.
Yeah. Well, that was a good entry pass inside to the waiting arms of Mark Sarangay. We'll see that again right here. Miggy. And now Mark came in. Oh yeah, that left arm. But I think it could be marginal. I don't think he extended it so much. It was really just they're trying to defend that ball.
Coach's challenge from Coach Gino Ludovici. Malalaman natin kung tama ka, Coach Mike, no, sa ating pagpapalik.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Call on the floor states offensive
Unsuccessful
foul on number
challenge.
6, Mark Sarangay.
So the initial call remains, naka-thumbs down si Jera Flores dun sa bench.
Tingnan natin dito. Was there enough of that push? No, I don't think so.
So you disagree?
I disagree. I disagree with that. I don't think that there was so much. He didn't overextend it. Just tough break for Mark Sarangay. He was ready to score, and that really good find by Miggy Cortez underneath.
That basket would have given them the lead again. Instead, Sarangani remains on top just by a single point, 49-48. Jimenez straight to the rack, basket and one.
Wow, Kit Jimenez taking it to the big man. That open post area really claimed by Kit Jimenez right there. Look at that. Went straight to the rack. Laddies tried to help out. Puroy tried to dig in. But, you know, it was all Kit Jimenez all the way.
Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
2 beses na tayo pinapakitaan ng leaping ability ni Kit Jimenez. Yung kaninang putback niya. And then this one.
Sarangani, 56% from the line, 14 out of 25. But that free throw pushes the lead up to 4 points, 52-48.
Good find.
Corteza will be fouled, but Marilao thought otherwise. And Coach John Calios immediately going to the scores table, sila naman ang magcha-challenge dito.
I felt that was a good block. At least from how we saw it with the naked eye, we'd have to see it with the replay.
Okay, babalik kami para sa resulta ng challenge na yan.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
Successful naman ang Sarangani.
Oo nga. Yung kitang-kita naman talaga.
Ito yung atake ni Miggy Corteza. It's a clean block by Danny Marilao. Ball will stay though with the Cagers. 8 seconds left on their shot clock. 2 minutes gone by and the fourth period.
Kaya ang bilis ng hiling ni Danny Marilao. Review tayo. Ganda ng block ko eh.
Pagkakainyo pa ako ng block eh, sa stats ko eh.
Tsaka small ball eh. Siya na yung pinaka-big man dyan sa loob eh. Well, mabigat rin naman yung, yung mga tumatayong big man dito para sa, sa Sarangani. Lars Hunga and Danny Marilao. Athletic-wise, can be there. They can jump, they can pump, and they're very active with their feet.
Biggest lead by either team was enjoyed by the Cagers earlier at 6 points.
Oh, wow.
And Sarangani will match that with that floater by Kit Jimenez, who now has 14 points.
Yeah, and the last 6 points of Kit Jimenez have actually been very crucial in terms of the scoring output para dito sa Sarangani. And they just keep on playing off of Kit.
And he's the only guy from either team now in double figures in scoring. 14 points to go along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists.
He's 5 out of 12 from the field. Pero hindi talaga sumusuko ng shot attempt. No, another turnover.
Viernes. Airballs that free. Kantimbuhan got nudged from behind. And Puroy will shoot too.
And so far, the Cagers have not gotten quality shot attempts. It's either, they're hurrying in those shots or they're completely guarded. They still take it. At saka ito ring lima kasi ng Sarangani dahil nga small ball. Ang hirap na bitawan.
And for more on Puroy, let's go to Lyra.
Muntinlupa's Puroy Kantimbuhan is finally back in action after sitting out a couple of games dahil sa flu. Masaya daw siya to be reunited on the court with Koy Alves, his longtime teammate from college all the way to the pros. Pero in his own words, ganun talaga. Today may isang mananalo at may isang matatalo. At the end of the game, magkaibigan pa rin naman kami. Pero trabaho muna, he said. And for Puroy, friendship stays off the court. Pero once the game starts, it's all business. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Just only the first point of the game for Puroy Kantimbuhan.
And you'd like to think he can score some more, Puroy.
And what's amazing about how he's been performing today, as we see an offensive foul on Danny Marilao, he has yet to attempt a shot.
Yes.
Although attempt din yung na-foul siya, pero hindi counted as field goal attempt yun dahil may foul eh. Pero
Yes.
to reiterate my point na usually si Puroy, he's actually their leading scorer, the lone guy averaging double figures in scoring, but today rather, only 1 point.
At saka understanding yung value ng mga remaining games ninyo, and what you can bring to the team. Another bad shot by the Cagers. You have to take over if you're Puroy Kantimbuhan, Somebody's got to take the lead, in as much as Marvin Hayes did that in the first half. Now some other guys got to do the same. Lalo na dito sa extended defense itong Sarangani. Somebody's got to break down that primary defender and play off of it.
Turnovers have really harmed itong Muntinlupa in the second half. They had 7 in the first 2 quarters. a total of 8 here, and we're still not done in the fourth quarter.
And more importantly, they've given 5 points of those turnovers, or 11 rather, points of turnovers para dito sa Sarangani.
Larsunga will go back to the free throw line, where as a team, Sarangani is only 14 out of 25. And the Cagers will be warned here in proper bench decorum. Off the bench, Larsunga, 8 points, 9 rebounds. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. First free throw is good for Larsunga. Was a former NCAA junior star for the Arellano Braves and also had a stint with the Arellano Chiefs in the seniors. This is the biggest lead from either squad at 7 points. Muntinlupa holds the second longest losing streak at 9 games, just behind Parañaque's 16.
And then, you know, their loss to Batangas in their last game was really the first time to go below 500. And, you know, it puts at risk their chances of getting into the top 10. And the remaining games are pretty tough, though.
Another challenge by the Sarangani Gripper. They were successful in the first one. Let's see if magtagumpay sila dito. We'll be back for the result.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul.
2 out of 2 sa challenges.
Another successful challenge here. Underneath, that defense. Oh, yeah. It's pretty clear.
Manatili ang possession sa Muntinlupa, behind by 7 points. Matiliano buries a 3-point shot.
And finally, some good, you know, shot selection para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers.
Forward pass, but Jimenez able to intercept that one. Jimenez puts it up, can't get it to go. Pascual tracks it down, he fires. Short, Lohera, ahead is Marvin Hayes. Foul given up by Jeff Viernes.
Well, that was a good look by Mix Pascual. Hit one a while ago. Now he was pretty much in a good range.
They will review this one for a possible upgrade to an unsportsmanlike foul. 5.5 remaining in the fourth quarter. Viernes and Kurt Lohera colliding there as Lohera was about to issue that pass to Marvin Hayes. And they do upgrade this one. Unsportsmanlike foul will be called on Jeff Viernes.
Upon review, one sportsmanlike foul on number 74, Jeff Viernes, his second.
papasok yan dun sa criteria na stopping a player in transition, no?
Oo.
Obviously, Jeff does not agree. Lohera back at the line. Free throws also have been a problem for the Muntinlupa Cagers. Kurt Lohera is 2 out of 5. Make that 3 out of 6. 8 out of 14 lang ang Muntinlupa Cagers from the charity stripe. But they have pulled to within 3. 56-53. Marvin Hayes. Lohera on the left side. Pascual able to shut him down. Lepalam will be called for that foul. They are in penalty. Free throws coming up for the Sarangani Gripper.
And this small ball has actually caused problems para dito sa Muntinlupa. Yung shot selection, yun ang nagiging challenge para dito sa Cagers because every time, they can't beat that defense.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
At pag hindi mo nabibit yung primary defender, yung mga help side, halos hindi na kumikilos yun because, you're just staying home on ball. And you gotta beat that first defender, draw that second guy on the ball, and then that's when defense starts rotating. And you gotta play off of it, which is exactly what Kit Jimenez has done para dito sa Sarangani. He beats his defender, gets a secondary guy, and just plays off of it.
Split at the line from Koy Alves.
But the Cagers are still in a good spot. You're down only a couple of possessions with, half of the quarter still remaining. But somebody's got to score with a lot of consistency. Good pass.
Pumulak si Lars Sunga. Good thing they're not yet in penalty. That's their last foul to give, though. As we're now past the halfway point of the fourth period. Danny Marilao returns for the Sarangani Gripper.
And so far, that clearly has been one part of the floor defense of Sarangani that's been porous, no? Yung flash middle ng big. Another one right here, this time by Domark.
Padeliano has come alive here in the fourth quarter. 13 points to go along with his 7 rebounds overall, and they pulled to within 2.
Gotta watch out for Kit. He has been the big problem offensively para dito sa Cagers.
Pascual turns down that shot. He finds Caliano, who can't hit the free. Hayes unable to save it as he crashes to the scorer's table. Ball will stay with Sarangani. Agad naman siyang humingi ng paumanhin sa ating mga magigiting na unsung heroes.
Naman. Ang bilis rin ng reflexes no?
Yeah.
There you go, that run. Quickly, si Aris ba yun? Tumayo. Partida, may vertigo pa yan, Diba?
Turnover laban sa Sarangani. Muntinlupa, a chance on this possession to either tie or take the lead.
It's the turnovers that has really hurt Muntinlupa. 16 turnovers versus that of 7, and to which 13 ang nakuha puntos dyan itong Sarangani, samantalang 2 lang ang nakukuha nila.
Cagers though, just behind by 2 points. Kantimbuhan, it's been a struggle for him. Just 1 point. Marvin Hayes though, with 9.7 rebounds. Hook shot off the glass though. Sarangay gives them another possession, but he throws it away.
I don't know why he didn't take that attempt. He was pretty much inside.
The tip-in! Kit Jimenez cleaning up his own miss.
This is not your usual Kit Jimenez guy. This is super Kit right now that's playing. He's been flying all over the place. Initiating the offense, creating mismatches, and making things work for Sarangani.
In a game where Jeff Viernes has struggled Kit Jimenez comes to the rescue with 16 points. And now rebound number 8 for Kit Jimenez. But Lohera able to anticipate the pass. Lohera, slight Hesse. Got pumped. And he will head back to the line.
Even in a situation when you've got numbers, that was a 3-on-2 break. Kurt, Mark, and Marvin Hayes running that open floor. And one could make an argument na, he pretty much flew in vertical. Ito si Kit Jimenez against that drive by Kurt Lohera. But that call will stay. Now, if you're Muntinlupa, you gotta make your free throws.
Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Lohera. Pasok yung kanyang unang free throw. Kurt Lohera, 6 points. Both teams in penalty. Popping it in. Lead down to 2. Lohera steals it again. Now he takes that free and makes it.
You got to take that shot. You can't just be, nonchalant about having a free shot. Oh, wow. Somebody's got to stop Lars Hunga as well.
Miscommunication between Patrick Ramos and Marvin Hayes. But what about Kurt Lohera? 5 points, 2 steals in a matter of seconds. Sarangani back up top by 1 point. Sarangani kicks it back out. Lohera. Baseline drive. Ramos. Hayes. 4-3. Too strong. Lars Hunga closing in. Actually, he now has a double-double of 12 points and 10 rebounds. The miss though. And ball will swing back to Muntinlupa.
Well, that was the second missed 3 by Marvin Hayes. Wide open.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split-type air conditioners.
Scramble defense. Nagkalimutan kung kaninong tao si Lars Hunga. I felt that was Marvin Hayes who missed out on that defensive assignment.
Matiliano goes to Marvin Hayes off the glass. Bounce pass ni Viernes, papunta kay Marilao, balik kay Jeff for 3! Big time shot for Jeff Viernes, who has struggled with his shot all game long. Knocks down a big 3.
This is a big one after the little handoff of that feed from the post by Danny Marilao, and Jeff, being the scorer that he is, understands catch and shoot situations. He definitely knocked that down.
Timeout Muntinlupa. Captain Marbel, Commissioner Kenneth Dorendes, in between Head of Operations Emma Loretta, Head of Security Rudy Distrito. What a swing from the Sarangani gripper after Kurt Lohera gave them the lead. Talking about the Cagers as we see Mayor Ina Alegre, Jennifer Cruz with Ken Bono. Her team will be up against the Jensen Warriors. That's going to be a fun one later on.
Oh,
after
yes.
This one.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be a fun one. Especially with both teams trying to stay within, that top 10 team entering the playoffs. Now, this will boil down to execution for the Cagers in this possession and defensive recovery for them on the defensive end.
Sarangani, critical possession right here. Nice find. Sarangay though fails to finish, but
One
he
more.
grabs the rebound. Lohera for free. It's good!
What a shot by Lohera. Couple of really good three-pointers by Kurt Lohera. Crucial moments. Jeff takes it back.
Fight for the rebound. It will stay with the Sarangani gripper. Kurt Lohera
Oh, man.
has come alive. 8 of his 13 points coming here in this quarter.
I say crucial point there was the composure of Mark Sarangay to collect that rock and feed it off to Kurt Lohera for the straight-on three.
Timeout Sarangani with 1 minute and 26 left here in regulation. Next 3 games of Muntinlupa, August 21 against Ilagan Isabela, Pampanga on the 26th and to begin September, kalaban naman nila ang Abra Solid North Weavers.
And that's just 3 of the how many remaining games? 1, 2, 3, 6 or 7 remaining games. Para 7, right? Yeah, 7 remaining games para dito sa Cagers. And it gets tougher towards the end, and so it's very important that they get this win first before they head on to those next games.
Clear point. After that, Caloocan, Basilan, Rizal, and Quezon to round out their elimination round. Lahat malalakas para sa Muntinlupa. Oh, Lars Sunga able to clean it up. Double-double performance for Lars Sunga, who now has 14 points.
At this point, story of the game so far is offensive rebounding and second chance points at least for these last 2 possessions.
14 and 12 for Lars Sunga. 63 seconds to go. Mark Matiliano can't roll it in, but 2 free throws coming up.
Well, he will get to the line. And so far, Domark has gone there once, and he's made that free throw attempt. Pressure pack this time, free throws para dito kay Domark Matiliano.
2 important free throws coming up for the Iceman. Domark Matiliano so far with 13 points, make that 14. Matiliano shooting 77% from the line this season. Mintis yung pangalawa. But it still remains a 1-possession ball game, 2-point lead for Sarangani.
Lars Sunga and Kit Jimenez are the guys that you want to locate. Lars has pretty much dominated underneath. Thankfully, for the Cagers, Lars Sunga did get that ball against the defense of Patrick Ramos. That pretty much was a mismatch underneath.
Viernes to Poy Alves, Kit Jimenez with a rock. Getting past Sarangay. He actually got past 2 white jerseys and was able to get to the god of the defense. And free throws coming up for Kit Jimenez.
I thought he got past every white shirt in that situation. 1, 2, got past Patrick and got past Ron Lastimosa, who went through 4 white shirts to initiate that offense para dito sa Sarangani. Boy, this has been a super game for Kit Jimenez.
Currently 4 out of 5 from the free throw line, but just coming into this game, only 53%. But he has really come up huge here. 17 points, make that 18 to go along with 8 rebounds and 4 assists.
Tsaka steady sa free throw, you know. This small ball has really worked wonders for Coach Toto and Coach John Callos. They did this at the start of the 3rd quarter. where they really had what pretty much Danny Marilao and Lars Sunga being their bigs.
You need to go quick here if you're Muntinlupa.
Yeah, gotta go quick.
Puroy having trouble. Lohera pulling up. Kurt Lohera! That was a difficult shot. Able to put it in. About a 2-second differential between shot and game clock. Kit Jimenez goes quickly. Questionable decision there. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
They had a golden opportunity to tie or even take the lead.
And they literally just threw that away. Look at that. Good effort by Mark to secure the rebound, try to find an open guy. He found Domark, and he just threw it away. Big miscue between Domark and Puroy. And again, this shot here by Kurt Lohera, difficult finish, but he was able to still knock it down.
And Sarangani will use their final timeout. Let's listen in.
Dani. Oh, yan. Dani. Dani. Push sa inbound. Sa magandang inbound. Sure ball. Hit. Hoy. Jeff. No. Gamit sa akin. Hey, Jeff. Pag pwede na, maganda. Pero pag wala, ito ha.
Go first steal muna. Kuya Mark. Kuya Mark, yung mga flasher ha. Flasher. Coach, ano ba ako, coach? Coach, ano ba ako? 1,001, 1,002. Harapin muna doon. Okay, okay.
Boy, they had their chances. But what they're saying right now is to try and go for a steal first. Try to defend the inbounder. And then samantalang dito naman sa Sarangani, the important thing is to get the ball inbounds. There, Ron Lastimosa is locating a receiver.
The trap. What? They're actually trying to trap.
Yeah, they did get Jeff Viernes in the trap area, but the thing is, Jeff is how many? What's his percentage from the line?
Jeff Viernes during the season is 89%, but today Viernes only 1 out of 3.
Okay.
Though he hit a big shot from Rainbow Country earlier, 6 points, only 2 of 15 shooting from the field.
But he's been here a lot of times, and you know, hindi na bago itong sitwasyon na to para kay Jeff Viernes as he calmly sinks the first one.
You gotta give it to Sarangani. They've struggled from the line for the most part, but they have knocked down clutch free throws, especially Kit Jimenez and Jeff Viernes.
Well, let alone making clutch plays. Down the wire.
Making it a 2-possession ball game. Muntinlupa also with their final timeout, 13.2 seconds left, down by 4 points, and they need a quick basket. And we'll listen in to the huddle being led here by Coach Mark Dandan.
So mabilis ha, kailangan mabilis to. Guguy inbounder. Mark. Okay. Domark, Kilo, Patrick. So parang araw, so si Mark, di ba? Here's your Stags, here, going here, Pat. Stags, Patrick. This is Guguy coming off. Pag tama nito, Pat, Guy, you're going to Mark. Okay. Sorry, Kilo. You're out. Tapos, Guy. Okay. Mark, diretso kay Do. Papunta dito, Guy. Step in. Pat, tawid. So, Kurt, if you have the lane, you're going. Yeah. If you have time for Domark here, you get it to Domark. But you're going here with the stairs, okay? Let's go.
But from the way it sounds, we heard about maybe a stagger, but clearly the point of attack would be when Patrick starts clearing. I'd like to think that's the corner side, and that would allow that solo side for Kurt Lohera to operate on. Now, if Kurt, you know, drives, he's got a decision to find a Domark Matillana as well. There you go. That's that corner fill by Patrick.
Ooh. Ball tapped out of bounds by Kit Jimenez.
And that's just understanding where most probably that pass is going to go. Same thing.
Mark Sarangani catches Lohera. That's a swing pass to Matiliano for free. Muntinlupa still alive. They need to foul quickly, and they do. Danny Marilao, 70% from the free throw line this season, but he is 2 out of 2 today. What a play here.
Yes. The most difficult part there was getting the ball in bounds, and I felt Ron Lastimosa got that good read, and then Mark, poised as he is, kept that ball swinging it over to Kurt Lohera before finding Domark Matiliano.
And just a solid play run by Coach Mark. Very simple, but the attention to detail, you saw Kurt Lohera, sabi niya, pag available si Domark, find him for that 3-point shot, and that's exactly what they did on that possession.
Right. And so that clear that they mentioned earlier was really for Patrick to clear from the top, Phil do a strong side corner fill, as Kurt Lohera was getting that flare screen the other end to receive that ball. They didn't get that directly to Kurt Lohera. It had to go through Mark Sarangani, then Kurt, then Domark on the corner. Because definitely when Kurt gets that ball on the wing, you are going to expect a closeout. And so the freest guy in the corner would be Domark, and Domark sank that corner 3.
Now, Muntinlupa has no more timeouts, so looks like Coach Mark has designed a play, whether it's a make or a miss, from the full length of the court.
Still a lot of time.
So I think they're trying to sort out if there should be time added on the game clock.
So right now it stands at 6.5. There's that catch that generated closeout.
Ay, tinitignan kung 3 o 2.
Ooh.
Mukhang long 2-point shot lang.
Oh, that's just a long 2.
It is a long 2-pointer.
Well, that now gives a little more wiggle room para dito sa Sarangani as they make this first free throw here. Danny Marilao.
Second free throw to make it a 2-possession ball game. Marilao perfect at the free throw line. And that continues. Clutch free throws from Danny Marilao. Sarangani, it's their best interest not to foul here while taking a 3-point shot. Ramos for free. It will pop out, and that's gonna do it. Muntinlupa's woes will continue. 10th straight loss. And they will now fall down to 10 and 12. And with this big win by the Sarangani Gripper, they are now 9 and 13, tied with the Imos Brotherhood. And pretty much in the thick of things for that 9th and 10th spot in the play-in.
Yeah, pretty much Sarangani is getting closer. It's Sarangani rising and then Muntinlupa sliding.
Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, 18 points on 6 of 18 shooting, 5 of 6 from the line, 4 offensive rebounds, 8 rebounds in total, 4 assists, and those magical athletic plays of Kit Jimenez, pretty much deserving of this Best Player of the Game award.
Final score, 68 for the Muntinlupa Cagers, 72 for the Sarangani Gripper. And keeping their hopes alive of moving on to the play-in. Let's go courtside to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Kid, congratulations. You guys are one step closer from reaching that top 10 play-in spot. At sinabi nyo nga kanina that all your remaining games are must-win games now. Pero pinahirapan pa rin kayo nitong Muntinlupa for such a close game. How meaningful is this win for you?
Sobrang importante na ito kasi yung mga next games namin talagang mabibigat na talaga. Lahat sila nasa top 8 pababa. So, goal namin talaga makabingwit kami ng panalo kahit at least 3 pa para at least safe na kami sa pa-playoffs. Yun.
And now na kompleto na nga daw kayo with guys recovered from injuries. How will you guys secure that play-in spot lalo na't sinabi mo nga heavy teams na ang mga makakaharap nyo like Basilan, Quezon, and Nueva?
Ayun, nag-uusap-usap lang kami sa practice. Yun nga, nagkaroon ng mga minor injuries yung mga iba. Then ayun, tulungan lang kami mga kuya kung paano maka-recover kagad. Kasi yun nga, ibang competition na yun pagdating ng playoffs eh. Kaya nire-ready namin yung remaining games namin sa elimination para iba yung confidence namin sa playoffs.
May mga gusto ka pa bang pasalamatan?
Yan, una sa lahat, syempre thank you kay God sa win namin ngayon. And ito po, shoutout ko po yung Gripper, Motorcycle Tires, Sogo, RK Hoops, BNL Builders, Food Coma, 69 pong Sol Sporting Goods, Red Dynasty, Jacob and Hats, Viton. Yan, shout kay Tito Nolet and kay Tita Team, Attorney Vincent Arzaga, Attorney Gerald Chavez, and ayan, si Coach Andrew, yung coaching staff namin, Coach Jan, Coach Toto. Then, syempre, sa family ko, Jimenez family, Verso sa family, sa girlfriend ko na nasa ibang bansa, shoutout sa'yo. And yan, Kuya Ate, Bunso, and TRX Nation, Tenacity, Kuya Arnold, Sir Charles, thank you so much po sa supporta nyo yan.
Maraming salamat and congratulations, Kit Jimenez of the Sarangani Gripper. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Sarangani improves to 9-13. And some implications, especially with the Mindoro Tamaraws coming up next, going up against the Jensen Warriors in another showdown in the South Division. Keep it here dahil magbabalik pa ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.